Hi, welcome back. We've got some special stuff that Nancy's going to show us that we can do right in our homes, right in our chairs.
And this any older adult can do. Even if you're in a wheelchair, you can do most of these exercises. And you know, it's really important if you're in a wheelchair to continue to try and maintain this muscle mass because it makes it easier for transferring, makes it where you can stand longer. So I'm this exercises I'm doing are off the Strong Women program, which we have available in our area. The Senior Center offers it, Marek Centers offers it. I think there's a Methodist church that offers it. So it's just a really great program. It's been studied and has been proven to increase balance and exercise. So usually what they start out with a little stretching, but don't have time to do the whole thing. But these are exercises you can do at home. And when you first start them, you don't even have to use weights, okay? And the way
start out slow.
Yeah, they're kind of like a isometric exercise. It's through the controlled movement. And so what we're going to do is just start with leg lifts. And they're very simple. You just bring up, but you go 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, and you can feel that.
You can feel that right there.
And down, 2, 3, 4. That's how they work. It's a controlled movement. Okay. So you want to do 10 of those on each leg.
All right.
Again, controlled movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were all those little jiggly things going on?
And you need to do 10 on each leg. Okay. The goal is to get to doing 20 on each leg. Do 2 sets of 10.
All right. Okay? So write that down. The goal is to eventually get to 20 on each leg.
And then while we're sitting, and we're going to get to the standing ones in a minute, but it's also important to keep our upper body strength. Okay. So you can take like a can of soup, a 1-pound can, and we're just going to do some arm curls. Again, it's the controlled movement. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 2, 3, 4. And of course, then they have some, and I'll just do this arm, but you lift out to the side and work all these muscles up here, and you go down, 2, 3, 4, and then they have some, you go over your head. You go up, raise over your head.
And I would think with arthritis, anything like that, to get as much stretch.
You're right, and I always tell patients, if you have shoulder problems and you can only get to here and it hurts, stop. Don't do anything that's going to cause a lot of pain.
But it's going to help just to go that far.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And don't start with any weights. Just do the movement. And gradually, I have had a lot of ladies with arthritis that have been doing the exercises. Had a lady with a stroke that couldn't raise her arm, and now she goes like this. So, we've got to keep our body flexible when we're doing. Now we're going to get to some of the balance.
Oh, boy.
And I think we'll just set our chairs like this, Donna.
Okay. All right.
And again, these are very simple. You just start very controlled movement, and you hold on to your chair. Make sure you have a good sturdy chair, nothing with rollers. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, down, 2, 3, 4.
Everything controlled.
Yes. And as you get a little stronger, you can buy an ankle weight. And get the one where you can take the weights out and maybe just start with a ½ pound and do that for a week or two and gradually try to work up to a pound or two.
Once again, all resistance.
Right. Yeah. And it's all resistance. And then we go again this leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 2, 3, 4. And you do 10 on each leg, and you do it 2 times.
And you could do these get up off the couch during a commercial.
Commercials.
There you go.
And just think. Usually it takes about 3 months to really see results. Okay.
So be patient. Yes. Absolutely with yourself.
And then the next thing is you go out to the side and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 2, 3, 4.
I felt myself leaning. Is that okay?
You try not to lean. Down, 2, up, 2, 3, 4. Down, 2.
Oh,
3.
I can feel the difference.
You can.
You can feel the difference.
And then you do them backwards.
Okay.
Okay. And we're just working all those leg muscles up through the thigh and the buttocks and down. Now, when we're working on balance, things you can do, and I tell patients, make sure they have a really good chair, either a countertop. If you're really unsteady, don't do these. Make sure someone's there with you.
Yeah, to be your spotter and make sure that you don't fall.
And so anyways, what you want to do is hold on, and then you want to just try and lift your leg up and stand, okay? The goal is to get up to 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Now, eventually, though, what you want to do is try and get where you just use one finger and it gets a little more wobbly.
Whoa!
And then
Starting
you,
to feel
you
like a
start
weeble
to
here.
let loose, and you just try and find a spot to focus. You're probably only going to be able to do it a few seconds at first, and then maybe go up to 10 seconds, and then 15, and then again try it on the other side.
Oh my!
So you get they're not. And part of a balance test, when we do balance testing, we ask people to stand on their foot for 5 seconds. A little trouble on the carpet, but it's not that easy.
No, it
I'm
sounds
better.
easy. It sounds easy. But
And truly, someone with balance problems is not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So, but we have things, it's just, again, simple exercises. These are just a few of the exercises. But you, like I said, you can do them sitting down. You don't have to be standing to do these. So, so there's no reason to not exercise.
Thank you, Nancy. Those were wonderful. Those are great. Those are great exercises. And you're right. You don't even notice. I wasn't aware that I was that out of kilter.
Well, you don't realize
until you start
and
doing
too often
something like that.
People do exercise and they're doing this.
Yeah.
But that's not doing it. Is you've got to do the control. And you'll really feel it in your muscles.
Slow and easy, and take your time, and just
and just
feel the burn.
That's right. And gradually work up and again, you know, if those don't work for you, we have many great exercise programs around. Walking's a great thing, but you need something for strengthening, and the strengthening exercises actually help to build muscle mass. And I've heard a lot of women that have been going through, like strong women, have actually increased their bone density because they're using light weights. Yeah, so just a few tips there.
All things that we want, all things that will help in the long run. For osteoporosis, for
fibromyalgia is another one.
Yeah,
any kind of arthritis. Fibro is a big one. You know, you really need to get into a stretching routine, and these programs actually do some stretching at the end of them. So
I would think yoga might be something a generic. I'm going to call it kind of an easy beginner's yoga might be a real good idea as well.
Yoga is good. Tai Chi is another one.
Tai Chi, sure, that's balance. That's all balance.
It is. I find, and you know, everyone is different, but sometimes people, if they haven't exercised in a long, long time and they're balanced, they have trouble with Tai Chi at first. So if they can work a little bit, get their muscles stronger, and then add the Tai Chi in, it's a great program.
It's a great concentrated program. You're concentrating, but it's all slow and easy, and just like you say, it's using all your muscles as you go through the program.
And they do have, you know, Tai Chi for older adults. And it's also been a studied program and has been proven to increase your balance.
And I'm sure the more strengthened your body becomes, of course, you started initially talking about falls in 65 and over. And so much of this could be prevented if your body's stronger.
That's right.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just a number out there that there's actually, across the United States, 1,000 hip fractures a day.
Really?
Yes.
That could probably be.
Yeah, what they say, most of the accidents occur in our own home. And so there's lots of things you can do to look at. I know the Merck Center has a great book on home injury prevention in the home, but you kind of look room by room. Of course, keep pathways clear. It's good to have a nightlight in the home for as we get older to make sure we can see our way to the bathroom. Take that time when you first wake up to sit on the edge of the bed and not just rush up to the bathroom. Because, you know, a lot of us get a little dizzy if we get up too fast. And bathrooms are a big issue. You know, if you can, have a grab bar installed right next to the shower to hold on to as you step in or into the bathtub. If it's possible to have one on the inside to hold on to. But there's lots of things. We have so much available to us today to make the home safe that it's silly not to spend that $20 for a grab bar and save, you know, the long-term effects of a hip fracture plus surgery and recovery, and not only that, the cost of surgery. So
get rid of those darn old scatter rugs.
That's right. Oh, that is the biggest one.
I was going to say that's one that I've always been a great proponent. Get those out of the house.
Yes, throw rugs definitely need to go.
The only thing they're going to throw is you as you step on it and it goes out from under you.
There's just some extension cords are another one.
Sure.
You know, we just don't realize, and sometimes our vision, and make sure your vision is good, because you know, if you don't get your eyes checked and things are kind of blurry, you may not quite be able to tell the distance and end up tripping over something. So So just part of aging is, you really need to be getting those yearly physicals, making sure you get your vision tested, your eyes, and just maintain the best that you can. And I always tell people, that's one of our goals, is just to maintain as best as we can and give you the best quality of life for the rest of your life.
Oh, Nancy, I love it. This is such great advice this morning for everyone that's listening and watching. We just love it because Fairlamb Clinic is so new to the community overall, and you're just doing such a wonderful job down there.
Well, thank you.
And now that Dr. David, as we call him, rather than Dr. Lipschitz, we always say Dr. David is just easier to pronounce. So Dr. David comes up and shares all of his experience and knowledge as well. And we're just very blessed in this community to have both of you. So,
well, thank you. We enjoy it.
Yes, I can tell. And I'm going to go back a little bit, too. You were talking about when you go through and do the dementia testing.
Yes.
Just kind of share with folks that are watching today. People always equate dementia with Alzheimer's, when in fact there's tons of different types of dementia. So is that the goal of these tests, is to determine which type? To determine
what type. Yeah. And part of that test is early recognition. Don't wait till you've had memory loss for a long time, because you may just be anemic or dehydrated, and those are fixable things. You may have a B12 deficiency. So I want people to know that just because you have memory loss, it does not mean you have Alzheimer's disease, okay? Sure, we have a lot of Alzheimer's disease, but it's important. So often we overlook things, and our spouse compensates for us. They fill in words, or they're telling us, oh, you remember the day, and so when you notice your spouse is having trouble, it's important to get that workup early and not wait till it. Usually when we see them, they've had it probably for several years, and we're really, the biggest thing is they say, oh, they asked me the same thing over and over and over, and that's usually one of the first things that brings them in. So it's real important to get that good workup. You should have labs done. We need to check your vitamin B12 level. Sometimes hormones being out of balance can cause memory loss. In men, the testosterone, sometimes we'll check that.
Things that people would normally, the layman would not normally think of.
And now we actually have a genetic marker we can test for Alzheimer's disease.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that we'd advanced that far.
Yes, and just in the last year. And so if you have a strong family history, or if you have a lot of memory loss in your early 70s, that we usually go ahead and run the genetic marker. And it's pretty significant, the number that are coming positive for that for Alzheimer's disease. But Alzheimer's disease is just like anything else. It's just like having diabetes. It's like having heart disease. The better you take care of yourself and you manage it and you do things now and not wait, the better outcomes you're going to have.
Right. So, yeah. Nancy, thank you so much. I had no idea that that's how far advanced and how far we'd come with Alzheimer's, that there's now a genetic marker.
Yes.
That's leaps and bounds. It's like landing on the moon.
Oh, definitely. Well, and it benefits your children if you get tested.
If you know, sure. Will you come back and see us again soon?
I would love to.
All right. Our guest today, Nancy Scehla, advanced nurse practitioner from the Fairlamb Senior Health Clinic. What's the number down there?
It's 508-3870.
3870 to make your next appointment. All right. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you again next week on BRMC's Healthy Connections.